please stand and join us for the pledge? Mark, will you lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tim, would you lead us in prayer?
Almighty Israel. Father, in the name of Jesus, God, we come to you, Lord, we thank you for all things. Father, we ask that you bless this week, God, just for the benefit of our community, God. Not only that, God, bless the country, Lord, God, as we move forward with a new election, a new elected president, God. Father, by thy Spirit, we'll give you praise and honor and glory in all things. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Nelson, lead us in song.
Okay, I had a special request today for Over the Mountains and Through the Woods, to Grandma's house we go. It's some kind of Thanksgiving song. I could not find it anywhere, Johnny. Where is Johnny? Yes, I couldn't find it anywhere.
I'm
not
so
sure
old that only you and I remember it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure I could even sing it, lead it, if I did find it. So, we're going to sing two songs today to make up for it. The first one is Old MacDonald Had a Farm. We're going to only sing one verse, and that's going to be the turkey. So this is our Thanksgiving song. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm he had a turkey, E-I-E-I-O. With a gobble gobble here and a gobble gobble there, here a gobble, there a gobble, everywhere a gobble gobble. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Hey, good. I did take that on the road. Now then, for another one for Thanksgiving, we're going to sing the first verse of America. My country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring.
All right. Well, I don't see. Well, welcome everyone to Rotary today. Steve couldn't be here, so you're stuck with me. The birthdays I have for the week: Andy Brock has a birthday, and Tim Bruner, and Phil Hacker, and Penny. Did I see Penny here? No, I didn't see Penny. Penny's got a birthday too, and Fred. So we wish everyone a happy birthday for coming through. And then I see Pat Dunnigan is celebrating 21 years in the club. Did I see Pat here? Okay. Steve Massey, you're celebrating 6-year anniversary in the club. Congratulations on that. And Preston Grace is celebrating 75 years in the club. Yeah. I think we've gone through this before. Anyway, he's still on the list. Young member of Rotary. Okay, Johnny, will you give us a Sergeant at Arms report, please?
Haven't missed one yet. Well, I did miss one. I missed one. Well, I want you to know that the bell is fixed somewhere, because Steve picked it up at the store and was supposed to bring it out here, but apparently forgot it's still in his car. So maybe we'll have a dinner next week, but you're doing a fine job.
Thank you.
Yes, I have a couple of Rotary questions for the day. One I was going to ask you last week, and Matt wasn't here, so I couldn't verify it, so he can't answer. He's my source of information. I asked you about polio plus elimination, how many children have been vaccinated, how much money has been spent on it. What are the two countries that we still haven't been allowed in to inoculate the children?
Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Pakistan and Afghanistan. Very good. And since the bell is missing, and Mark, you're eliminated from this one. What's the date on the bell?
November 1st, 1940.
She got it? That's right.
Guess you looked at it.
Been a lot of talk lately about immigration and smuggling coming across the Mexican border. And there was a gentleman who every day was riding a bicycle up to the border with 2 bags taped to the handlebars. The guard went out and examined them, and every day they just were half full of sand. But he'd been letting him go through for months on end, and suddenly he disappeared from coming across the border. And he saw him in a restaurant over in El Paso, and he went over to him and said, "Listen," said, "I'm not on duty, and this is not an official call, but you kept coming across with those 2 bags of sand every day for months. I know you were smuggling something in, but I couldn't figure it out. Please tell me what you were smuggling." He said, "Bicycles."
I guess Johnny forgot about Rotary Friend Forever. I'm not going to remind him, so we'll just keep going.
I have to tell that again.
Do what?
You may have to tell that again. We're a little slow back here at this end.
I know that, Nelson, but then it doesn't get there as quickly.
Okay, Amanda, what's the secretary's report?
Okay, I show that we have 24 Rotarians here today. And Donna, I guess, with us today.
Good, Donna Kimberly.
Welcome.
Welcome, John.
And we have a couple of Batesville High School students with us. If you don't mind, please stand and introduce yourself.
My name's Amanda Ricolo and I'm a senior at Batesville High School.
I'm Shanna Ezel and I'm a junior.
Welcome. And Gina is still with us. And we have a couple from Lyon College. Do you want to introduce them now or can you speak?
Whatever you want to do. I can do it there.
Okay, that'll be fine. All right. And then Kurt Grafton has a little report on Holly for us.
Holly Livingston, she's been battling a stomach bug lately. I was going to invite her to Rotary today. I'm sure she would enjoy hearing from some of you. Want to send her a card. If you want to call her, you need to be aware that her phone number has changed from what it was for many years. And so if you want that phone number, just drop me an email and I'll send it to you.
That's it. Service chair report. Brenda?
Yes. A couple of things we're working on right now is the dictionary. The dictionaries are in, waiting to be picked up. I still have, I'm going to call your names out. Matt, Martin, Cassandra, and Ryan to pick up the dictionaries to be distributed to the schools. And last week, Donna sent us the pictures. Tell us about what you did.
I delivered dictionaries to the third graders at school. And my 4th grade daughter helped me out, and so they were pretty excited about it. And every time I go, they are always so excited for those dictionaries. We actually took a minute to talk about Rotary, what we do, and looked up a word, read the definition of respect, talked about respecting our teachers, our classmates, others, and had a really good visit with them. It was a lot of fun.
So this service project is important because we've heard from years past that some of the other 3rd graders remember the Rotarians coming to the school, talking about the club, what the club does. It reinforces our other service projects in this area too.
Brenda, Amanda remembers.
I was just thinking, I brought her home at the end of her 3rd grade year. And she still has, I mean, they think it's so exciting to put their name in that book and that it stays with them, so it's pretty exciting.
That's it. And the other thing going on right now is the Codes for Kids, and you get a check, be able to order the codes, and just come in, I'll ask people to help me distribute those. Those are easy peasy to distribute. Schools if you want to, if you don't already got people in place to do that. That's it right now.
Okay, dictionaries and codes for kids. The dictionaries are really neat. If you've never done it before, give it a try. It's really fun. Treasurer report, Ken?
No report.
All right, you're on the list. Thank our greeter today. It was allegedly Butch Katz, but I think, Johnny, did you think you were the greeter?
Yeah,
I'm next week.
Yeah, he's
he's
next.
next week.
Okay.
I was the greeter.
My order is off. So Butch, you're next week.
Yep.
Okay. One other thing, a week from today, we have the Christmas parade. We'll meet just like we always have and pass out candy in the Christmas parade. We meet at 6 o'clock at the Regions building, and go down Main Street with the parade. Okay? All right, Ryan is not here, so, there's some other announcements I need to go through. We have a Christmas party on December 12th at Lyon College. Bill Walmsley will be our speaker. You've heard about that. I don't know if we passed around an RSVP for that. I don't think we have. We will be. I don't think the cost, do we know what the cost will be yet per person? About $25 a person, so that's coming up. Remember, let Amanda know if you intend to come. I think we'll circulate an RSVP form at some point. We're going to bring items for dogs and cats for this month, the Humane Society. So if you got anything, any dog food, cat food, or toys, please bring them up here. I don't see any, so please bring some. We do need someone with a trailer to haul the side-by-side for the Christmas parade to Johnny's for decoration. So if someone's willing to do that, that would be good. Independence County Off-Road has agreed to provide that to us. I see on my agenda. So if you have a trailer and want to pick up a UTV or ATV, please let us know. We need somebody to help next week or before then. Next week's speaker is going to be Jacqueline Bacall. She's in-house counsel at Citizens Bank. She's going to come talk to us about the change in the law. It's going to happen on December 1, the wage and hour law that's changing. You probably read something about that, but she's going to come. She's done a presentation before, and she's going to come do it for us next week. So Ryan is not here, so I'm going to introduce our speaker now. Our speaker today is Chad Tapp with Lyon College. We had the women's basketball team last week. We have the men's basketball team this week. And Chad, I won't read the entire biography I have on you, but it sounds like you've had an impressive career with basketball, going back to your time at Tennessee Wesleyan College. He's a 2005 graduate of Taylor University in Upland, Indiana. Where he had a degree in psychology, got his master's degree in sports management at California University of Pennsylvania. He and his wife, Lindsay, have a 4-year-old daughter. How long have you been in Batesville, Chad?
4 years.
4 years. Come up and tell us about Lyon College.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate the opportunity to come out here and speak to you guys today. I texted Ryan on the way out here and just asked about how long to speak, and he didn't respond back. I just texted him a little while ago and said, Ryan, I've been married for 9 years, and I got a 4-year-old daughter and a 2-month-old daughter. I don't get to talk at home a whole lot, so I don't want to get excited and just keep going and going and going. So if you need to pull me off, let me know. I go ahead and introduce my 2 seniors. Brock, go ahead and stand up. Joe, stand up. Brock Witters, he's been with me for 4 years. He was actually the first guy we recruited to Lyon when I got here. I got here in May of 2013, and Brock was actually the first guy to commit to us. He's a former Alma Arendelle and played for the state championship. And you're not going to. I never say this, and anybody who's got daughters probably understands. You never say, "Well, this is the kind of guy you want to marry your daughter," because I don't want her to get married. I want to stay with me forever. But he's certainly somebody you would definitely want to hire. Both these guys are. But Brock came with us the first year, so he's a senior 4-year guy. And then Joe Burt transferred in. He's from St. Cloud, Minnesota. And both these guys have been really good players for us and better people. Right now we've got 2 seniors and a junior. So these are the only 2 guys that weren't too scared to come with me today. So freshmen and sophomores don't like being around Coach quite as much. I want to talk to you a little bit about my path and how I got to Lyon College and my philosophy. I think I heard someone say the other day they were appreciative of the opportunity to do something as trivial as coaching. And I really didn't like that. I didn't set real well, because I don't think coaching is not a trivial thing. I think coaching is teaching, and teaching is eternal. And if teaching is eternal, then that makes this pretty important. I was really blessed, had an opportunity. I transferred into Taylor University in Upland, Indiana, and played for a guy that is recently retired. Won more games in the state of Indiana than Bob Knight. Was a Hall of Famer. And more so, he was great for me. He was really a terrific human being. But, you know, I'd never say this with Coach Lang here, but we all know guys, we tend to mature a little later. I think one year when I was at South Bend, we had a kid that I had to set for a game. And after the game was over, his mom came up and she said, why did he not play? And I said, well, you know, you're going to have to talk to him about that. She said, no, I'm talking to you. Why did he not play? And my dad's kind of standing within earshot. And I just said, you know, Miss Heather, you're going to have to talk to him. She said, well, he's a good boy. I said, I'm sure he is, but good boys make mistakes too. So we leave and my dad's old coal miner, he says, I'm not going to try to tell you how to do your job, but next time a parent tells you what a good boy their kid is, run. I'd have never said that about you or your little brother. I'd have told him I know what you're capable of getting into. So that's typically the case for 18 to 22-year-olds. But, and I know it certainly was for me. But I played for a guy who, there was a sense of purpose. There was an excellence. And it didn't dawn on me at the time, but I came to grow and learn. It wasn't all about the wins and losses. There was a message there. And what I know now as I get older, he was the message. So every day I watched how he did his work and how he cared for young men and the lessons that he tried to teach. And now there were lots of days I walked around campus not liking him a whole lot, but I'm certainly thankful now for his presence in my life. I actually had a chance to work for him for 6 years after it was over, and those were extremely meaningful years as well. I left there and took the job at IU South Bend when I was 28 years old. And I thought I knew everything there was to know. And if I didn't know it, he would know it, and we'd get it all figured out. So I get the job, and I'm standing talking to the secretary one day, and the sports information director comes over and hands me the school's all-time records. And I didn't think anything about them. I folded them up, put them in my pocket, and got home that night, tossed them on the table, and my wife pulled them out, looked at them, and she says, oh no, what have you done? My first thought was, what's on that piece of paper? You know, what am I in trouble for now? She pulls them out, and we get to looking at them, and they'd had 3 winning seasons in school history, and had only had 1 in the previous 25 years. She said, you're going to get fired. Why did you take this job? By the time she got done with me, I wasn't real sure why I had taken the job, if I was going to make it. But they said, when you got the job, you got 8 kids coming back, 7 of them got eligibility or discipline issues. Good luck. So we inherited a mess, and by the time we had a standard, you know, and I'm all for second chances, and I'm all for working with guys, but you know, I think when we look at the big picture of athletics, I think some of the things that go on, you know, Florida State with football, Louisville with what they've got going on, those kind of things. I'm not sure. If I had a daughter going to one of those schools or a son going to one of those schools, I'd be real happy about some of it. So we made the decision to come in, here's the standard, and you're going to meet the standard, and you can't be a part of it. And we got into August and had 1 scholarship kid left. So we went to the administration and said, you know, can you help us out? Okay, is there anything you can do for us? Because they don't typically let you bring kids in August, a school of 9,000 students. Said you can bring in 2 scholarship guys, and then you're going to have to hold a walk-on trial. So we came into that first year with 3 scholarship kids and then a bunch of walk-ons. And like I said, I think I can take over the world, right? I'm 28, and we're all that way at 28, I think. But we get into the season and we're losing games, and things aren't going well. And we had got smoked by the crosstown rival in our first game, and you know, TV there, both papers, all that kind of stuff. And so we fast forward a little bit, we lose a game on a free throw rebound in double overtime up in Siena Heights in Detroit, Michigan. And I'm walking off the floor and I'm mad as can get. And I have a guy grab me from behind. I turn around, he's bigger than I am, so I calm down. And he was the former basketball coach and the current athletic director at Siena Heights. And he was friends with the guy I had played for and worked for. And he stopped me and he said, young man, you need to calm down. You guys are terrible. It's not your fault. It's not their fault. Don't lose your team this early. Go in there and tell them you're proud of them. Come back out here and talk to me. I listened for a change. I went in and we had guys crying in the locker room. And I thought, man, we're going to be dehydrated because this is going to be a long season. We're going to lose a lot of games. So fellas, I don't have any better answers. Shower up, come back out here, and we'll meet on the bus. So I got and talked to Coach, and he had some really good things to say. And one of them that stuck out is, if you're going to get this thing turned, you're going to have to go through hell to get to heaven. If you're going to do anything significant, you have to go through hell to get to heaven. So we came out, and that was kind of our rallying cry, and for a while. And we all felt a little better, and then we looked at that team that smoked us the first game of the season, who we've got next. And so, you know, it's one of those things where I prayed on it, okay? If there's any way, if this is what you want me to do, I'll keep doing it. If it's not, I'll do something else. But just some kind of message. So we've got that team in. We've got both TV stations there, local newspaper. Long story short here, we make a play to cut it to 1 with about 50 seconds to go. Foul. They miss the free throw. We get the ball. And we're like, oh no, we got a chance to win now. What's going on here? So we missed a couple shots. Finally, we rebound it, make a shot, put us up by 1 with 4 seconds to go. We end up winning the game. You know, kids go crazy and they storm the floor. And my thought process at that time was, if the message isn't stay the course, just keep fighting the fight, just do the next right thing right, I don't know what it is. Great, I mean, just a huge deal for us. We had some good wins that first year. And the next year, we were able to have the first winning season in a long period of time. The second year, we were most wins, first 20-win season. I think we were 7 minutes away from a national tournament. Had beaten a couple nationally ranked teams, and first time they had back-to-back winning seasons. So my wife, I actually met her in college, and she's an Arkansas girl. And she's from over in Caraway, Arkansas. And when the job came open at Lyon, I asked her, I said, what can you tell me about Lyon? She said, well, it's where all the smart kids go. I said, you're going to have to give me just a little more than this. She said, that's where all the smart kids go, there at Hendricks. So, is anybody from the Delta? Nobody's from the Delta, so I can say this. When we had visited my wife's family, the Delta is not a vacation destination, I don't think, but that was kind of the view of what I had of Arkansas. And so I grew up in Western Kentucky, and one of the first dates I ever took my wife on, I took her fishing. I didn't have a whole lot of money. I lived on a lake. We went fishing. And so I'm wandering around Caraway, Arkansas, going, what do you do in Caraway, Arkansas? What goes on here? So when I visited here and did the interview, I was blown away. You know, Batesville is a gorgeous, this area, the Ozarks area, is just a gorgeous area. And I was already intrigued by the academics because, you know, it's a belief of mine that, and I've said this to young guys that wanted to get into coaching, at some point you're going to interview for a job, and there's going to be somebody sitting in that committee looking to hire you, and they see you as jocks and socks. And there has to be a bigger purpose for what you're doing. Because we know we're not bringing in a great deal of money at Lyon College at the gate, but there has to be a bigger purpose. And I don't think we could find a situation in an academic institution with a higher purpose. So as the day went on, I had to have lunch with players, and that didn't go particularly well. And I remember telling some of them, guys, you guys aren't real smart. I thought this was a high academic school. What if I get this job? This is my first impression. This is not a good idea. So I get up to walk out, and there were a couple guys. There were 2 guys, Jordan Layrock and Ben Warlow, and they walked me out, and they said, Coach, don't hold that against all of us. You know, hope you have a good day. They walked me to my next meeting. So I called the guy I played for and worked for, and he had retired. He's 74 years old now. He had just recently retired, and I told him, I said, Coach, I just went through hell to get to heaven. I just got to heaven. I'm going to go right back to hell. This doesn't make sense. I don't know if I have the energy to do this. And he went off on me. He said, I'm 71 years old. You're 31 years old. I wake up more tired than you get at any point during the day. Don't talk to me about energy. If you think you can win, you think you can be successful, take the job if you like it. Well, as I start to walk around the campus, as the day goes on, it starts to remind me so much of Taylor University. And I start to get excited about it. And once again, I'm saying, can you give me a sign? Is there something? So as I'm walking out, Coach Jenkins is walking me out, and we got a trophy case downstairs in the gym. And there's a picture, and it's the Parade of Champions. And if you're an NAI guy, you know the Parade of Champions, and you got 32 teams out there, and they announce all 32 teams, and they finished it up with saying you had to be a champion to get here, to get to this point. So I squat down to look at it, and on the scoreboard it says Taylor versus Fort Hays State. And in 1984 was the picture of Lyon College's first and only trip to the national tournament on the men's side. And I'm thinking, okay, that has to be some sort of sign there. So turns out Taylor had gotten beat by Fort Hays State, who won the national championship, and Lyon College or Arkansas College at the time had gotten beat by Wisconsin Stevens Point, who played in the national championship. So they both got beat by the two best teams in the tournament. So go home, talk about it, pray about it, and decide this is what we're going to do. So we're going to do this. In the process of turning around the program at South Bend, you know, one of the things I learned, we had a guy who had been an All-American, and you know, they won 7 games here before I got there. I'm saying, look, I don't know about you, but if we win 7 games, I'm not putting anybody up for all conference. I'm not going to be the coach saying I've got all these good players and have somebody come in and ask, well, then why'd you win 7 games? The best players are on the best teams. We had that situation. We had a kid who came in and said, good luck without me. And I'm thinking, I know how this plays itself out. We'll be just fine. We ended up playing some kids at Lyon my first year that maybe didn't play as much the previous year, but I think the character, and it's what I talked about with these two guys, the character of who they were, that was the big deal. You know, I think Jordan Layhart was a kid who really didn't play much his first year at Lyon. His senior year for us, he was an All-American. Was a really good player, broke the school block shot record. And I could walk in every day, and Brock could attest to this as a freshman on that team. I could walk in every single day and say, guys, I think we're going to eat nails today because I think it'll make us better. And Jordan would have said, we're doing whatever he says. He plays me. I like him. Let's do whatever he says. So we got off to a rocky start. We were 0-6 to start. And but the kids were plugging away. They were working at it, and they were plugging away. And you know, we were 2-9 going into Christmas break. We went down and played Division I Grambling State, made a shot at the buzzer to beat them. And thinking, what amazing did you get to beat a Division I program like this? And it just sparked us. We won 14 out of our last 18. We finished 3rd in the conference that year, and we were highest conference finish at Lyon, most conference wins. And the significance of that was the 2 number 1 teams, or the number 1 and number 2 team in our league were both number 1 in the country all year. Freed wasn't number 1, Columbia was. So had a really good year. We came into the next year, and we were nationally ranked in January. We beat Columbia at home when they were 7th in the country. We had some good wins. It was the first time I think we'd had back-to-back winning seasons at Lyon College in a while. Our second year was tied for the second most wins in 34-year span. And I think tied for the most wins over a 19-year span. But we had some older guys. What we had were older guys that had not gotten to play for the previous staff and were getting to play for us. And so they were excited. And so our thought process was, and it seemed like a really good idea at the time, was let's go do this with freshmen. Let's go take high school kids. Instead of taking transfers, let's go take high school guys. Let's take guys that we can spend 4 years with. And if we can spend 4 years with them and develop them, we're going to go through some rough patches, but we'll have some success down the road. And I was just joking with Brock, you know, about how fast 4 years goes. Looking at myself in the mirror the other day, I knew I had put on the 40 pounds, but I didn't realize there were some gray hairs coming in there too. But he joked, coaching, you know, messing with all these freshmen, he's getting them too. So where we're at now and what we have, we've got 15 freshmen and sophomores. And you know, there's some interesting moments. There's some really challenging moments, but they're good kids and they're doing the right thing and they're working at it. One thing I'm really proud of too, I'll say this. The semester before I got to Lyon College, I think they had a 2.2 team GPA. We were my first 4 semesters, we were above a 3. We were a 2.97 the fall semester last year, and a 2.98 the spring, which for a guys team is pretty good, but also when that many young kids. And they're doing really well right now. You know, and we've got, my family's from Kentucky, and they always ask, well, Calipari's winning with these freshmen, why are you not? But Calipari's freshmen are going to be in the NBA, and mine are going to be in biology next semester. So there's a big, big difference between the kids. But in closing, I wanted to share this with you because I said this. I think coaching is teaching, and teaching is eternal. You know, you can have from a coach or a teacher can have the ability to impact a kid's life. Okay, and that life can go impact the next person, and so on and so on. And you know, we've got a kid. We joked about this. We got a kid right now that's really frustrated. He said he's just on me all the time. He doesn't get off me. And we had a Lithuanian kid on our team who's friends with me, and I won't do a Lithuanian accent, but he says, but you're getting better. But you're getting better, okay? And I think I put this philosophy statement together. I put a philosophy statement together every year I've coached, and I'm glad I don't think there's any way to find the first couple years because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But I wanted to share this with you in closing, and I don't have it memorized, so I'll have to read it to you. We want basketball at Lyon College to be an intricate part of the student-athlete's educational experience. In order to do that, we feel a responsibility to challenge our young men to commit themselves to pursuing excellence in their academic endeavors, their citizenship within the Lyon College community, and their participation on the men's basketball team. Athletics is still, if done correctly, one of the greatest teachers of life lessons any young person can have. Hard work and adversity are separators, and athletics still provides those opportunities. The culture of our program is a far greater determining factor to our success than anything else we do. Culture precedes positive results. If we can hold ourselves to a standard of excellence, success will be a byproduct. Obviously, results are important in team sports, and that they help define success. But how we do these things is as important as what we do. The true test of our success may not be seen immediately, but seen in years to come with the quality of the graduate that leaves our program. Development of qualities such as humility, passion, unity, servanthood, and thankfulness will help our young men be prepared for significant responsibilities and a chance to make a difference beyond college. Great teams share values and purpose and a cause. It's what draws each other together and keeps them together during adversity. We do not forcibly instill our values, but recruit young men who are attracted here because of these values and because we are a values-based program. I mentioned humility, passion, unity, servanthood, and thankfulness. And we go on to define these things for these guys. And I think it's really been a help for me as a young coach to use scripture in defining these things, because they can argue with me, they can't argue with the Bible. Or they can argue all they want with me. I didn't say it, God said it. So that tends to put an end to that. But humility, we talk about humility a lot in our program. And humility is know who you are and what you're capable of. Once you know who you are, then you know what you have to do. Don't compare yourselves to others, and know that no task or role is unimportant. And we give them an example out of this. I think we talk to our guys about reading through Proverbs because there's so much good stuff in Proverbs. But Proverbs 11:2, when pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. Or Proverbs 18:12, before his downfall, a man's heart is proud, but humility comes before honor. Just ways to tie humility into who we are and what we do. We go on to passion. Passion. You have to love what you do, because if you don't, when it gets hard, you'll quit. Being good is hard, and there's always a price to pay. You have to stay the course and have a sense of purpose about your work. Corinthians 24:27, 24 through 27. I'm sorry. Do you not know that in the race all runners run to win? Run in a way that is honorable, and run in a way that pursues excellence. Run in a way that pursues victory. Unity. The only chance for each of us to reach greatness together. Take pride in the uniqueness of who we are. Do not divide our house. Obviously, Ecclesiastes, and I won't go through all these. I'll continue. I'll get excited and continue to talk here. But two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. I think those are, and these are hard things. They're getting to be harder and harder to try to convince 18 to 22-year-olds of. That you have to have humility, because we're not a culture that's really big on humility right now. Or that passion is important, because we go through a lot of, don't be lukewarm. Cool doesn't get it. You cannot be cool and be successful. Unity. It's human nature to be selfish. It's in all of our nature to be selfish. Servanthood. It's impossible to do your best without serving others. Put the team's needs ahead of your own and make each other better. Understand you represent Lyon College, your family, and each other. Mark 43 through chapter 10, 43 through 45. Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be a slave of all. I think I said about if you could hire Brock Witters, I certainly would encourage you to do so, because you're not going to find a better servant. He has been that way, partly because his dad would whoop his butt if he wasn't, but he has been that way from the moment he's gotten here. He's been incredible. And one of the things he said to me coming into the season with all these young guys, Coach, if I could be the reason these guys made it and you guys got this thing going, that would be enough for me. And he's certainly going to be that. Last thing, thankfulness. I talked about our first 2 years. And it was really a good deal for me my first 2 years. We're coming off, and I personally had 4 successful seasons in a row. And I was really a bright guy then. When we started coaching freshmen and we lost some games, all of a sudden I became the dummy. But one thing I really, and we've talked to these guys about, is remaining thankful in all circumstance. Because everything is a lesson. Every opportunity for us is a lesson. We right now, we have played a really, really good schedule this year. And I told Dr. Weatherman, our president, you know, the guy who did the scheduling is not real smart apparently. We played John Brown home and away, College of the Ozarks, William Woods, Columbia. And those names may not ring a bell to anybody in here, but those are nationally ranked programs. And what we said is if you're going to beat the best, you're going to have to play the best. And if that's the case, there's going to be some times you lose. You're going to get knocked down on your butt, and you got to bounce back up and do the next right thing right. We had a really tough stretch Thursday where we had the 29th ranked team in the country on the ropes, up 10 late, and found a way to lose it. And there's a lot of lessons. You know, it's a heartbreaking deal to go in there, especially when you get 18 to 22-year-olds. And they're saying, I can't believe we let that one slip away. You know, we're trying to say to them, what's the lesson to learn from this? You have to play the game out. It's college basketball, there's a shot clock. You got to play to win for the entirety of the game and not hope you win. You got to do the right things. Once again, coming back out of that, now you got to play the 6th ranked team in the country on Saturday. And I told somebody it's a little bit like in baseball terms, you've got 2 out and they've got 2 on, and you got the pitcher up, you walk them. You know, you had a chance to get the 29th ranked team in the country. Now you got to deal with the 6th ranked team in the country. And I will say this to the character of who they are. They were ready to go on Friday for practice. They were ready to go on Saturday, and battled Columbia tooth and nail all the way down to the end of it. So I say all that to say it may look ugly right now, but I think it's from Psalms, weeping may endure for tonight, but joy will come in the morning. I think we've made the decision to do this with young guys, and I'm certainly proud of what they've been able to accomplish, and I know we're going to be able to accomplish a whole lot as long as we can stay with the intent of the program, the character of the program, and continue to recruit guys like Brock and Joe. So I appreciate you guys for letting me come in and speak to you. I don't know, I intended to put my cell phone on there up there and kind of give myself a time on there, so if I went over time, I apologize, but really appreciate you guys letting us come in and talk to you, and appreciate your support. Thank you. Time for questions. All right.
Got time for just a few questions.
I want to ask a question of a couple of your guys. Brock first, what's your career path?
I want to go into coaching.
He's not real smart.
Yeah. I want to go into coaching. That's what I want to do. I want to continue my education, get my master's at some point. And you know, I feel like my 4 years here have definitely set me on the right direction to get that done. You know, I've learned a lot, and I've learned a lot from coach and a lot from the people I've been around. And, you know, that's kind of helped me choose what I want to do in life.
And what brought you here from Minnesota? How did you find out about us?
Coach had seen me play. He actually played in the same conference as a junior college player that I did, and so he had some connections to my coach. And so playing ball is really what brought me here. And then I want to get my degree, and I'm going to start working probably in Batesville in the spring. So I'm studying finance right now. So that's what I plan to get my degree in.
I forgot to mention this, but Joe's a 4.0 student, so he's been 4.0 every semester at Lyon College, and that's not an easy deal to do.
It helps your curve, doesn't it?
Big time, big time. Somebody's got to pick the coach up.
Well, I'll just say one last thing to you. You did a fine job of bringing us into the scripture and how you coach. James told the early Christians, humble yourself before the Lord and he will lift you up. And I hear that in your conversation. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate appreciate you coming out, and we're going to donate a book on your behalf to the public library.
It's called The Rules of the Game, right?
I don't have it here. I don't know what it is. Man, that Joker dropped it.
Can you pick me a winning ticket, please? And then you might want to run now. Okay, 874-377. 377.
I bought mine too soon.
Well, guess nobody has it. What's the next one?
Somebody's got to have it.
Well, some people have left.
What was it?
377. Kathy, is it you?
Well, since no one else will.
Really?
This has never happened before. Okay.
Withdraw again, huh?
I think we should draw again.
Did Dennis leave or did he just step out?
I don't think he bought any. Yeah. That one wasn't even in there. I thought it happened. First time in Rotary history. 874-384. Me.
There you go.
We're up to $1,285.
It'd be a good time to pick the Joker.
I know.
Could be the sixes belt.
Oh, very much.
You get to keep it.
Okay.
I was looking under the deck. The first one you called was the Joker.
Really?
Okay, please remember we have Jackie Bacow coming next week to talk about the change in the overtime law. Remember we have the Christmas parade a week from today. It'll be at 6 o'clock. We need people to volunteer to pass out candy, and also we need someone to give us a trailer or donate a trailer some time to get that ATV over to be decorated this next week. So please let us know if you can help us with that.
Need to bring more candy bear.
I think we need some more candy. I assume we have more than 3 bags.
You can
but-
bring more candy, because we always run out.
Yeah, we always run out.
Don't bring like old bananas or anything like that.
No little bananas. Is there any other announcements for the good of Rotary? If not, we will end as we always do with a 4-way test, the things we think, say, or do. Number 1, is it true? Number 2, is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? We're adjourned. Ding.
How about you pull that out?
Yeah, you did last night.
No, man.